Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the Arabic Fluency channel. If you are new here, we make videos on Arabic poetry, productivity, Islamic history, and other topics to help inspire you to learn the Arabic language. Also, if you want to learn Arabic, we have a great resource for you. Check out my free course in the description. You get access to hours and hours of free classes. I have received great feedback on this class and many have found it extremely beneficial. So join me and get started on your Arabic journey. Abu Zakaria Yahya ibn al-Sharaf An-Nawawi was born in the 17th century Hijri in a small place called Nawa near Damascus. Some people are known by the places they are from, but some places are known by its people, and this was the case of Nawa. Its name has found its way to the tongues of people across the world and across centuries because of its great son, Imam Nawawi. The life and the productivity of Imam Nawawi was incredible. He started authoring books when he was 30 years old, and he passed away, rahimahullah, when he was just 45 years old. But in this time, he left about 50 books, which include some of the greatest and most beneficial books for this ummah. After roughly 700 years from his death, his books like Arba'in al-Nawawi, Riyadh al-Salihin and others can be found in almost every masjid in the dunya, and it has been translated to almost every language. Of course, the works of Imam al-Nawawi spans across various disciplines. And in order to have learned and mastered all these different sciences and to have produced these monumental works in this short period of time, he must have led one of the most productive lives in history. And as a matter of fact, when we look at his life, we find that this was indeed the case. The focus, productivity and work ethic of Imam Nawawi was unparalleled. In this video, inshallah, we will look at the incredible life of Imam Nawawi and also try to derive some practical lessons that we can apply to our own life. Yusuf al-Marakushi says he saw Nawawi when he was just 10 years old. The other boys were forcing him to play with them, but he would cry and go back to reading the Quran. Yusuf al-Marakushi was so amazed by this that he went to the teacher of Nawawi and he told him, إِنَّهُ يُرْجَى أَنْ يَكُونَ أَعْلَمَ أَهْلِ زَمَانِهِ وَأَزْهَدَهُمْ وَيَنْتَفِعَ النَّاسُ بِهِ. It may be that this boy will become the most knowledgeable of the people of his time and the most ascetic, and that he would benefit the people. And Nawawi's father had a shop. He would let him sit there, but he would never let buying and selling distract him from memorizing the Quran. Imam Nawawi says that when he was 19 years old, he accompanied his father to Damascus, and he enrolled in one of the schools there. And this is how he spent his time there. He says, وَبَقِيتُ سَنَتَيْنِ لَمْ أَضَ جَنْبِي إِلَى الْأَرْضِ. I spent 2 years during which I did not lie down to sleep. When he was asked how he slept, he said that if sleep overcame me, I would fall asleep on my books for a bit and then wake up, and he would regret having wasted so much time. He would not waste any time in the morning or night. He would even read on his way to his classes and whilst coming back. It is said that he would attend 12 different durus or classes every single day. He memorized the book At-Tanbih by Abu Ishaq al-Shirazi in just 4.5 months. Then he memorized a quarter of Al-Ibadat from the Muhaddab during the rest of the year. By maintaining this intensity, he was able to gain an incredible amount of knowledge in a short time. In about 10 years, he became one of the Kibar al-Ulama, one of the biggest of scholars in his time. How did he maintain this level of intensity and focus for so long? He did something very interesting, and you can find this in the biographies of other great Imams as well. He abstained not just from things that were haram, but also from a lot of things that were halal. This might be hard to believe, but he would eat and drink only once in a day at the time of suhoor. He says, أخشى أن ترطب جسمي وتجلب النوم. I am afraid that my body becomes indulged and this would bring sleep. He believed that indulging his body and satisfying its cravings would make it lazy. On a similar note, Ibn al-Qayyim says that Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah once saw him eating something that was halal, and he said to him, هذا ينافي المراتب العالية. This would stop one from attaining the high stations. Imam Nawawi would also wear simple clothes and was totally cut off from the pleasures of the dunya or anything that would distract him from knowledge. He lived on the small allowance that his father gave him, and he never married. The reason for this might be that he was so occupied and obsessed with knowledge that he was worried that he would not be able to give the due time and the due rights to his wife. Imam Nawawi died due to sickness when he was just 45 years old. But what he left behind for this ummah in this short time is truly incredible. He started his journey of seeking knowledge relatively late, the age of 18 or 19. In the first 10 years or so, he studied intensively, as we have mentioned. At the age of 30, he started writing. He would write so long and would only stop when he was no longer physically able to write. In the next 13 to 15 years, he authored around 50 works, including works in fiqh, hadith, hadith commentaries, hadith terminology, language and grammar, biographies, tawheed, and many other fields. Some of his greatest works are Sharh Sahih Muslim, the most popular commentary on Sahih Muslim, spanning over 18 volumes, Ar-Rawda, one of the most important works of fiqh in the Shafi'i madhab, Al-Minhaj, another important work of fiqh in the Shafi'i madhab, Riyadus Salihin, a compilation of hadith, which is one of the most popular books across the world today, Arba'in al-Nawawi, a compilation of 40 hadith. I would like to end with these lines of poetry written down by Imam Nawawi, which were later found by his student. He says, أموت ويبقى كل ما قد كتبته فليت من يقرأ كتابي دعا لي. I shall die and everything I have written shall remain. So I hope he who reads my books shall pray for me. لعل إلهي أن يمن بلطفه ويرحم تقصيري وسوء فعالي. I hope that my Lord bestows His favor upon me out of His gentleness and forgive my shortcomings and my wrongful deeds. Rahimakallah ya Imam. Jazakallahu khairan for listening, and inshallah I will see you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.